Yeah, it's Hebrew, but it's the way of our fathers, like the Derek Abbott. The way of our fathers.
Like Shalom, how they speak like that.
It was instead of saying Shalom, they say Shalama. They say Barakata, And it was Abba told me that he was reading the Tanakh one time, and some man appeared in his kitchen in a gray suit. I said, yeah, you sure? He said, yeah, and this man showed him how to read it. And that's why he called it Derek Abbott. All right, Shalom Barakah, peace and blessings. When I came to the United States, I thought I was a Panamanian, because I was born in Panama. But my grandmother, on my mother's side, she used to always tell me, we the chosen people, we the chosen people. I didn't know what she meant by that. But she always used to tell me that. Now, if you're familiar with Panama, there are this group of women. There wasn't too many men involved in their congregation. And they used to call it jump up church, because they used to get into going to transit and stuff. My grandmother used to take me there with them. And when it was like Good Friday, they used to go, we used to live close to a hill in a little town called Chorrillo. And she used to always take me with her up there on Good Friday. And they used to do their little ceremony, but they had to hide everything they was doing because the Panamanian people said we were drinking Jesus' blood, I mean, they drink wine and they had the matzos and they whatever they knew that was left over from slavery time. And when I came to the United States, I got drafted in the army, and when I came out of the army, I got a job working, interpreting and translating for Spanish-speaking people in an emergency room in a hospital, Greenpoint Hospital in Brooklyn. And one night, I used to work night shift, I go from 4, I get off at 12 at midnight. And this little guy come in there, man, he had on a skull cap, he had on a kippah. And he's sitting down, and he looking at me, I'm looking at him, and he looking at me, and he looking at me. I said, so he finally came over and we got to talking, and he told me his name was Amram, Ben Amram. And Amram started telling me about Israel from the Tanakh. Then he told me about this place called Bnei Zaken, which I found out later on, because I didn't know no Hebrew then, that it was the family of the ancients, Bnei Zaken was the family of the ancient sons, but that's what they call it, sons, but Bnei is like family, so sons of the ancient. So I went there, and Shabbat, that Saturday, I went there. I ain't know about Shabbat, I don't know all that stuff. And when I heard this, Prince Yaakov, he came out, a little tiny looking man, he got to talking, and then there was another brother, Baruch. But the musician, he was a cook and he was a good musician. And Baruch came and he talked, and then I started going to that place, man. Then finally I met Yerubal. And Yerubal is the one that got me into the Hebrew, see? But it's like something inside of me, and it's probably inside of many of you, that there was something missing in our life, and we finally found it. When we found out that we are really the true children of Israel. We are the true children of Israel. And they can't stop this. And when I started studying this book, and I started studying this language, and I started to learn, there is nothing that could move me away from this, nothing. Because I know it's absolute truth. I remember when I lived here in Brooklyn, these Hasidic Jews, that's why they call them Hasidics, the righteous, the pious ones, the holy ones. And they had this place up on Eastern Parkway, where they used to read the Talmud and stuff, And so they invited me to come up there. I have never read no Talmud. Not one Talmud have I read. I know about the Talmud, but I ain't never read no Talmud, because they got like 3 different Talmuds. Jerusalem Talmud, Palestinian Talmud, and some other, So I used to come directly from the Tanakh. That's where I come from. And you know what they started calling me? A young Talmudist. I was in my 20s then, I was like 24 years old. Yeah, the young Talmudist. I ain't never read no Talmud. Because, you know, I know about it, see? Because even the prayer books that we used to use, the Phillips, you know, and you see in the Phillips, Rabbi Joseph said this, Rabbi this one said that, Rabbi that one said that. All the different interpretations from these men, you know. That's not written in our book. It's not written there. That's why we became a danger to these people, see? Excuse me. We became a danger to them. Because we came directly from the Tanakh. We didn't read their books. We didn't go by their interpretations. The only reason I read their book was to see how much truth was in it, and all I found was a bunch of lies. A bunch of lies. Like I met in the hospital where I used to work too. There was this doctor in it, you know, and he was Jewish, you know. And when I see, he wasn't there. He wasn't working there when I was working there before I knew this way. And when I found out this way, and I started going my bed, and I used to wear a turban to work and everything, and people want to know what's wrong with me, especially the black ones, I print my name on there. I say, don't call me Mr. Blackett no more, that's not my name.
Yeah.
My name is B-A-R-A-K. And if you don't call me by my name, I'm not paying you no attention. But what kind of funny name is that? I say, yeah, it's funny, all right. I say, yeah, it's a funny name. To you, it's funny. Not to me. And they got used to it. They got used to it. And they got used to it. And now everybody was calling me Barak. Mr. Barak, Mr. Barak, Mr. Barak. And there was all, then Dr. Ennick, right? I quit my job when Shabbat, this guy gave us a house, a 4-story apartment building. But you know,
Gave you a house.
An old Jewish guy. He gave it to Bnei Zaken, right?
Right.
The thing like Bnei Zaken was the leader, you know.
About what year was that? Do you remember?
That was like in 70, no, but they're like middle 70s. 60, 67, 68, around there, yeah.
67, 68.
Yeah, around that time, yeah.
Then after Bnei Zaken, where did you go?
I went to Ahba Yisrael.
Shabbat Yisrael.
Yeah, I went to Ahba Yisrael. I used to go.
Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. I'm bringing you another interview with one of the ancient Torah and Hebrew teachers, Nasi Barak Levi. He explains his studies under the late Eved Benyamin, aka Ahba Bivens, what he learned from him, and also what he brought to the Israeli Tanakh school after he left Bnei Zaken in Brooklyn, New York. Shalom, and I hope that you all enjoy.
I used to go and worship with Ben Israel, you know. Sometimes, yeah, I used to go there and Shabbat and worship with him. And then I used to come over here to Ball Park where I had a lot of Yemenites. And I used to go and worship with Yemenites, you know, and I met them. And them Yemenites used to sneak. So because, you know, on Shabbat they travel about so far, you know. They don't believe in driving cars or nothing like that, you know. This is nonsense, you know, to me. It's a bunch of nonsense. Because them is machines, man. The book doesn't say nothing about machines. It says the beasts of burden, right?
Right.
Your beasts of burden supposed to rest on the Shabbat. Your manservant, your maidservants, and your beasts of burden. They got the day of rest also, see? Everybody keep the Shabbat holy, right? But these Jewish people, you know. And you know, I say, oh, this is nonsense. And the Yemenites used to sneak to come to worship with us in Harlem by the Israeli Tanakh school and to learn.
Who was Ahba?
That's Pop Bivens.
Pop Bivens.
Yeah, we call him Ahba. His name is Eved Benyamin, you know.
Eved Benyamin.
Eved Benyamin, yeah.
So when you left Bnei Zaken, you went to Ahba Yisrael, but you were also going to Pop Bivens.
No, I went to Pop Bivens first. And then from Pop Bivens, I ended up with Kal Halal when they was on Tompkins Avenue.
Okay.
Before they got the big place on Belmont. So yeah, so I just went into this thing all the way, brother.
Right.
That's what I was telling these younger brothers now. You see, you come here, you keep going, brother. Don't stop. Don't be like Lot's wife. You know, they told Lot's wife, and they told Lot and his 2 daughters, don't look back. But she looked back, and she turned into a pillar of salt. She didn't want to let go of them old ways. Yeah, she didn't want to let go of them old ways. And I mean, I had to wrestle with this thing, you know. And finally I said, well, I'm gone, man. But Moshe is the one that took, that's how I met Abba. And Moshe ben Moshe. He took me to Harlem one Sunday. That's on Sunday when Ahba and the brothers used to go on the street, you know, and try to enlighten the brothers and sisters.
And this is after you left Benezakin, right?
Yeah, that's after I left Benezakin, yeah.
Right.
And see, and Moshe knew Prince Yaakov because they grew up in the same town in Ohio, you know. And he stopped coming. It's when I started going, and them brothers found out about me, which I was just a newcomer. But they saw how fast I was moving, you know. People started coming, they started coming, they started coming. All the brothers that left, they started coming. And when I left, and I went to YAHAWAH Israel. No, first I went to Pop Bivens. Up in Ireland, Pop Bivens and them were talking on the corner, you know.
How long did you stay up there?
Long time, man. Long time. I was like I was there, brother. And one thing made me left there, see, is on the Shabbat, right? I used to go and I opened the Shabbat, me and this other brother, Yosef, and we had a big scroll too, you know, and we did all the ritual with the scroll, you know, we read from the scroll, see. And one Shabbat, he called me telling me he's going to a wedding, a Jewish people wedding.
Pop Bivens?
Yeah, it broke my heart, brother. You going to forsake the Shabbat, excuse me, to go to a Jewish wedding. That's when I said, nah, I ain't going there no more. So, he tried to convince me. I said, no, that's okay, man. You do what you have to do. You older than me. You were like 86 years old then too, you know. I used to protect that man, brother, let me tell you. When I heard that what happened to him in New Jersey, excuse me, I know if I was there, it would never happen. I used to show them guys no fear. Yeah, man.
So with the interesting thing with the Tanakh school, what they call
Israeli Tanakh school, yeah.
Israeli Tanakh school, that's what it was known back then. I think it's known by a different name, and these are the brothers that go out in the street today in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Were they at that time? How was their indoctrination? Did they believe in a Messiah and a Savior like Jesus? Did they believe in Jesus? Did they go into the New Testament?
Well, Pop Bivens, he taught the New Testament, but he taught it different. Well, he read it all, but he taught it different from the way the Christians do. He taught it real different. And you know, while I was living here, they told me I could get a New Testament in Hebrew at the Bible Society or whatever the name they call it.
Yeah.
And I got one. It's all in Hebrew, you know. And that's why I learned one prayer out of there. Because Pop Bivens always used to end his talk and his teachings with the Lord's Prayer, you know. And I learned it in Hebrew out of that book. And we call it Avinu, you know. So I taught it to them up there, you know. And that's how he used to end his stuff all the time with that prayer. Because that's what he used to do, you know. But he taught it differently. I mean, I didn't agree with a lot of stuff that was in there. But so it wasn't enough for me to argue with them, you know. Because I learned in my way of thinking and the schooling that I had, you know. I work as a counselor, I work as a therapist. And they say avoid arguments, avoid retaliations. Because they're going to cut you off from the sunlight of the spirit, see? So I don't argue, you know, so I just let it go, you know. But I didn't agree with a lot of stuff that he did, but I learned a lot from him. So that's what I can give him credit for, you know.
What about, do you know the history of the turban, wrapping the turban that we commonly use in the suit on, but he had the turban, the style that we use right now. Where did you learn to wrap that turban at?
I learned it from Benezakin, from a brother named Yehuda. He taught me with a little short turban like this. You know, Shaka, his brother Shaka. Little short turban like this. He said, if you were to wrap this, you can wrap it in turban.
Right.
You know? A little short turban, man. Little short turban. I learned. And then after a while, you know, learned all the striped with different colors, but I just leave it simple, you know, with me, you know, simplicity.
So were you the one who took it to Pop Bivens' place?
Yeah.
The wrapping of the turban?
Right, yeah.
So 125th Street? Okay. Now who else do you recall teaching that method of wrapping to?
Well, I only taught it to brothers that I thought was ready, you know, because a lot of them was wearing it just to look good, see?
Right.
And see, they used to come and ask me, could teach me? I said, but you want to work, but you don't wear a turban. If somebody,
How many language do you know?
I learned the Hebrew, I learned Spanish, English first. Before I learned Spanish, I could speak English. Then I learned Spanish. And the kids taught me Spanish, you know. I was a little kid, I raised up in the Canal Zone, see? So all the people from the West Indies, they spoke English. So then after my grandfather retired, we had to move over to the Panamanian side, see? And I couldn't speak no Spanish. But I learned from the kids. They started teaching me. I learned to speak Spanish fast. Then I learned French. I used to go to a French school on Siders in Panama. You know, this lady was from Martinique. She was a French teacher. You go for 8 hours to learn French. Because I was supposed to be going to France, you know, to have a scholarship, but I ended up in jail because of politics, see? That's what happened, politics, man.
Right.
Yeah. And then from there, my family sent me to New York. First, I ended up in Miami, right? And there was all these like thin Cubans there, you know. And I asked, ain't no black people there? They said, yeah, there's a place in New York called Harlem. You want to see black people, go to Harlem. Well, I got on a plane and I was in Harlem. And that's how it all started. I'm telling you, brother, it was like the creator was just moving me in the right direction, you know. And then when I got this job working at this hospital in Amram, remember Amram?
Yeah.
Amram is the one that...
He went to Ben Azakin?
Yeah, he was from Ben Azakin. That's why I found out about Ben Azakin. Yeah.
Right.
Then I learned Derek Abbott. Derek Abbott is the one that Ahba used to teach us. It's called the way of our fathers, you know. So I learned that, but I really thought that.
You see, Derek Abbott, Moshe, he used to teach that.
Yeah,
What's
Derek Abbott.
That's
The way, it's Hebrew, but it's the way of our fathers, you know, like Derek Abbott. The way of our fathers.
Like Shalom, how they speak like that.
It was, you know, instead of saying shalom, they say shalama.
Shalom.
They say barakata, you know.
Barakata.
And, you know, it was, you know, Abba told me that he was reading the Tanakh one time, you know, and some man appeared in his kitchen in a gray suit. I said, yeah, you sure? He said, yeah, and this man showed him how to read it. And that's why he called it Derek Abbott. But I really didn't like it, you know, but I learned it too, but we don't use it, you know, because we use Sephardi, you know, that's the kind of Hebrew we speak. Sephardi. So I learned that, and then I learned Swahili too. Swahili is a mixture of a lot of different languages.
So you learn Hebrew. This is your Hebrew teacher, right?
That's him right there. That's the man that introduced me to it, brother. He is right beside me.
I tell you, it's a long.
Hey, you know, yes, this man. This man will diligently come down there. And all anybody will show up for the Hebrew classes, except for my wife and me. Sometimes it's just the two of us in there.
Yeah.
And Chaim's wife.
And Chaim's wife,
Yeah, Miriam.
Yes. So Nasi Barak, who's the man sitting right to your
This is my More. Nasi, Yerubal. That's the man that introduced me to this language, brother.
Hallelujah.
And my wife, Elishaba. And we end up teaching it. Yeah, we end up teaching it. And I see, I used to go to Ashaba Israel.
Yes.
I know you got everybody. Mishael is the mother too.
Right.
He got all his kids. You don't let them speak English in the house.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm telling you, brother, so this thing is going, you know.
Both. If you
You think that these brothers, is something wrong with their way of thinking, man. I'm telling you. Here you gonna say, Shema Yisrael. Yahweh Elohenu, Yahweh Echad, right? Where is the Echad? It's number one, right?
Right.
They ain't got no Akdu.
That's
So
what.
there's no unity.
There you go.
No unity whatsoever.
Say they
So they is following the ways of these confused people. That's what Babel means. Babel means confusion.
Thank you.
Confusion. In English, when you say somebody's babbling at the mouth, it means they don't make no sense, right?
After you left, you went to Chicago, then you went to the Virgin Islands.
Yep.
How long did you stay in the Virgin Islands?
Oh, Virgin Islands stayed for quite a while down there, man.
Yes.
Yeah, Virgin Islands. And then from the Virgin Islands, I went to I went to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah, I stayed there for a while.
Virgin Islands?
Yeah, a lot of Rasta, see? A lot of Rasta, yeah, they even built me a pavilion. They come to meet with me on the Shabbat. They want to learn Hebrew, they start changing their name because they had funny names like Zeus and this one and that one, you know.
Zeus.
Zeus, the Greek names, you know. I said, man, you don't know Greek, man. Zeus, you know, Greek god, you know. He's supposed to be the big god of the Greeks, you know. I mean, brother, when you travel, you will see how messed up our people are, brother. And you know, like you see in the Tanakh, right? When Yaakov giving his sons the blessings, right? He said, unto Reuben shall be the gathering of the people. And I tell you, I am convinced that the majority of people here in this North America are Reubenites. Because everything they do, everything is spread all over the world. You know, I go to Estonia play music, right?
Yes.
And this little Estonian girl, they take me around to show me the tongue, you know, and stuff. And they wanted me to meet this Russian guy. Because they thought I was a Rasta, you know. And they said, we want you to meet this Russian guy, he's a Rasta. I said, Rasta? A Russian Rasta? So I went to meet him, man. Sure enough, he's a Russian Rasta. He had on the Haile Selassie picture and his t-shirt, you know, red, gold, and green. And he's talking like a Jamaican.
Yeah.
And he showed me his queen. He told me, you gotta meet my queen. She got a beauty parlor, has all this Rasta stuff in there, you know, bombs and so they can smoke their stuff, you know. And you know what they're doing? They want to get their hair to look like this, right? They wax their hair. Beeswax. These are white folks, man. In Europe. So I say, that's why I tell you, I travel and I have seen it, man. That we are the people is going to start right here in this part of the world, you know. Because everything they do, the music. I mean, these guys be playing reggae, the Hawaiians play reggae music, they change it, they call it Jawaiian. Jawaiian, yeah, but it's reggae, you know. They call it Jawaiian.
So, in your travels, you've been to, can you recall how many places you've been to?
And plenty, boy, I tell you.
Over 10? Over 10
More than 10.
So, in all these places, you've always ran into, you know, one of us, our people.
I run into our people because I remember when I was in, the last time when I went to Europe, I was in Copenhagen. In the tongue, you know, Copenhagen, a bunch of Hindus driving the taxis there, right?
Bunch of who?
Hindus. Them Punjab Indians, you know, them man with the turban and stuff. And so I got on turban too, you know, and they want to, but see, we don't wrap turban, it looked like this, but it's not the same kind of wrap, see. So, this black woman from Nigeria, this lady come up, I had to go by the window, you know, and go with a passport because I was going to Helsinki, you know. And then from Helsinki, I was going to go to Estonia. And this woman, that woman was so glad to see a black man. That woman just coming out airport, you know, and that woman just hugged me I said, brother, where you from, brother? He said, I'm so happy to see you, brother. Yeah, she was so happy to see me. Because when I was in Estonia, that thing came in my mind when this old man told me one time, he said, if you go anywhere in this world and you don't see somebody black, look in the mirror. And there you are, right?
That's right.
And that's what happened, man. I'm telling you, man. And you see, the people there are so different, man. They showed me so much respect, brother. The little kids, they never seen nobody black in person. They be rubbing me, see if it come off, yeah.
Do that right there in Borough Park.
Yeah, it's good there too.
They never seen a black that close.
That close up, yeah. They rubbing you, man. See if it will come off, man. I said, no, I said, the Creator made me this way. God made me like this,
So the similarities, what similarities do you see of our people when you go to all these different places? Like, what are the similar things that you see to make you know that these are the children of Israel?
Because of their attitude, brother. Yeah, their attitude. Their attitude. But see, it says, tell it to them whether they hear or forbear.
Right.
They will know that there was a prophet among you. Prophet is a teacher,
Right.
They will realize that.
Right.
Tell it to them whether they hear or forbear. So I tell them, ain't got nothing to hide from none of them.
Right. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, but the thing about it is this, that I've noticed with all people, man, that they are stubborn just like the book said. They are stiff-necked, stubborn, rebellious people, just like Prince everyone just told you. The ox know his master.
The ass is mad.
The ass is master quick, but my people Israel, they know not, they do not consider. See? And like Pop Bivens used to tell me, he said, you know why we so messed up? Because of that. Because we don't listen. We stiff-necked and rebellious. That's why we suffer so much.
You see, what I look at now and I see, if you look at the years of, I call it torture, but they don't want to put that in a history book. But the years of slavery.
Yeah.
When you look at 300, 400 years of isolating a person, it's like you take a dog. Pavlov's experience.
Yeah.
The experiment with the dog. Pretty soon he don't have to have the causative, the thing that will motivate him he can just speak the word, and this is what the dog responds to. And it's the same thing when you look at the history of a people that have been downtrodden. It's not their stiff-necked so much, it's what they had to undergo in order to survive.
Right,
it's called survival instinct. Sometimes you tell a person, look, this is not good for you. You, like Yalko used to say, if he says sugar, test it. It might be so. It's a fact. You can't take the word no more because of the tragedies that took place in not here alone, but when you go all over, not just the diaspora, when you go back home to Africa, you see the colonialization of those people. Like he tells now, Nigerian in Europe, glad to see someone that looks like, where is this coming from? This is coming from what? If all that was white in your life was taught it was right, as Yalko used to say, when you see the walls in the hospital, they're white. The diapers are white. This is white. What did he tell you? White is right, white is might. It gives you an inferiority complex. Believe me, it does. And when the historians and when the sociologists and all of them they took at one time a test for a child. They put the test in there and they gave him a doll baby. $1 is black, $1 is white. And they tried to say, well, let's see which one. And what the child went for? The white. The white doll, the child do what is for a white doll. Why? They said, wait a minute, something is wrong. That's screwed up, they're calling it.
Like we used to hate ourselves.
Thank you. And it permeates the communities. Like I said, when it happened, what happened in Crown Heights, there where that guy shoot the guy for no reason.
For no reason,
reason for it. Over jewelry. When you see what happening, like the night I look on the news and somebody went into a building in the Bronx and put the accelerant and they light a match and throw it in there, 2 guys.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
When I see one time a landlord told me in Hebrew, he said, look, if you do this for me, okay, I'm going to pay you well. But he tell, if you don't want to do it, don't say nothing to nobody about this, don't mention it again, and we never knew each other. He want me to I do boilers. He wanted me to set the boiler so that it'll blow up in the building, so he can get rid of some Hispanics in there.
Yeah.
In Lower East Side of Manhattan. And this is going back some years.
They're wicked, man. They're evil people.
So when I see things like that, it's not, I blame him per se. I blame a society that create a monster like this. And nothing has been done about it. As he said, when he went to court there, the guy telling him to remove a hat. It's not a hat.
Yeah.
No, because the system is made in such a manner that if you go from this side of it, you're lost. If you go that side of it, you're lost. Why? It's rigid. You're supposed to know your place.
Right.
And when you get out of your place, we know how to put you back into it. This is what it's about. Anytime you look at all the drug addicts in jail for being a drug addict, and yet this Lohan, she can go to jail for 90 days to get on a program. Something is wrong with the system.
More money.
She only spent 13 days in jail. 13
Something
days.
wrong with a system like that.
So
when it tells, thank you. When you look at a system that is, and what are people, like I say, that have undergone, what are they doing about it? Like you say, they're stiff-necked. No, they have undergone so much torment that they can't find the truth no more and believe it. This is a factual thing. Well, let me take a taste of that. And a lot of brothers I look, they came into the way of life to learn and love. And where are they today? They found out, we got to make money. And that's what they went out on a limb to make money.
To make money, yeah.
Because why? The system itself said, I saw a movie one time, he said, drop all them drugs into that black neighborhood there. And you got no problem. And
that's what they were doing, man.
They did it, and we didn't even know it was happening until they came back and told us. We did that intentionally. To keep the revolution from taking place. I don't mean the physical revolution, I mean a mental revolution. When you start waking up, as they used to call it Mo, when you wake up Mo, you got a problem with it.
Mo, man.
You got a
I always used to call it Mo.
That's right.
Big
problem.
That's what we used to call black people, you know.
The book of Ezekiel, he said, can these dry bones live?
Dry bones, yeah.
When the bone comes to his bone, when it make a beginning, like he said, I was there and she hugged me. Where are you from, brother?
Yeah.
When you see this, or you go to another portion of the world and you see this is happening, you say, wait a minute. But this European man and his extractors don't want
these people are wicked over here in this country.
They don't want it to take place.
They are wicked.
Because if it happens like that, he said the tail goes to the top and the top comes back to the bottom. And he said every dog sits on its own bottom. And every one eats from his own fig tree. I'm paraphrasing something that you've studied, you've learned, you've seen it. But the realization is you are not creating it until you see this take place. Because you can't believe it.
Right.
You can't tell it's going to happen. The guy asked me, how you know about the oil in my body, the world to come? How you know about it? You know, with this world, it's a billions years old, he told me. So you have no proof. Nobody ever come back to witness this, to attest to this. And this is the thinking. And you got a right to think like that. The Bible doesn't, the Torah, the way, the culture, it doesn't tell you don't think.
Man.
This is how you're going to know. He said, get, acquire, purchase, buy a teacher. Go and spend money investing in your own education.
Right.
This is the best thing could ever happen to a person that have it here. Now a lot of times it's tangent, because we look at it, and this is what happened in the 60s, is that they went off on a tangent. When you start learning and you start teaching about you begin to say, wait a minute, we are only attracting what they call nationalistic thinking. So if they stop the teaching of the nationalism, you already lost the attention of the
populace, yeah.
Yeah. So what then? He was here because he was being fed, spoon fed, things he wanted to hear. But the way is not like that. There are certain things that you're gonna hear that's not gonna be what you thought it was. And so when you hear it, can you take and absorb that? If it impacts you, can you absorb it? This is how they tell the strong. It's only the strong survive. This is what tells you if you're strong enough to do it.